Hey, thank you for coming by. Tori Magoo 44. It is me and Mr. Anonymous. Our 200th video. That's pretty high. A surprise, huh? Definitely. Let me show you what I was like back when I saw these guys live. I got a picture of it. I hope you can see it. Let me see. This is me up in Haight Ashbury with my VW bus, my long hair. 1968, before most of you were born. Or a bunch of you, anyway. I know there's people of all different ages here, and thank goodness for that. So sweet. Alright, hang on. Let me turn this off. As much as you know, I hate to turn it off, but you gotta. Anyway, okay, so I'm up in Haight Ashbury, and I get into Scientology, right? And it isn't that much of a leap from Haight Ashbury and kind of drugs and different stuff we were doing, psychedelic drugs and stuff, to OT. I mean, they both are pretty kooky, right? Okay, so I get into Scientology, and they're totally, and here's my Haight Ashbury, Haight, right? There's where we used to go listen to, the Stones and the Doors and Jimi Hendrix and, Janis Joplin. I mean, it was an incredible time, right? I'm very happy I was there. It was a fun time. All right, so we're there. I get into the cult. Overnight, they're like, we don't do drugs. And I'm like, okay, I don't do drugs either. I mean, I wasn't like a big druggie. I just was like social drugs kind of thing. So, okay, now I'm not a druggie. So I get into Scientology, I do it, I roll along, here's me in Scientology, there you go. I'm there for a long, long time. That was one of my better pictures. But I'm in What is Scientology too. You can see me in What is Scientology, which is very ironic because now I'm supposed to be this all horrible person, but I'm still in What is Scientology. Okay, so I finally wake up. You guys know my story. July of 2000, I wake up, thanks to Andreas in Norway, who has xenu.net website. He helps me, as he and I talked, I had been waking up for like 10 years, right? But he kind of was the final straw in the Truman Show, right? So then Bob Minton, Stacy Brooks, Jesse Prince, and the Lisa McPherson Trust, everybody helped me. I went over to Clearwater. That's a whole nother story with the Great Escape, which it ended up being and was huge awakening for me. Okay, so now Bob takes us up to Boston, and I'm up there, and they say, we're going to go pick it. And I'm like, I'm not going to go pick it. And they're like, well, that's okay, we'll pick it. And I'm like, okay, well, just drop me off at the org. I'll go talk to them. And that was my plan. I'll just go talk to them in honor of all the families and the kids who had killed themselves that I knew, who were dear, some of them I loved dearly, and that it was very hard. And I thought, all right, I got to go talk to them about it, right? And plus tons of my friends who died from OT 5, 6, and 7. Tons, right? So I'm there, and Mark Wise Beardman is filming the whole thing, and I don't, unbeknownst to me, he puts it up on the internet. And the next day, Andreas calls me and says, it's me, Magoo. I'm up on a mountaintop. You are David Miscavige's worst nightmare. I'll never forget him saying that. And we're laughing. I'm having a great time. I can't believe it. I'm meeting all these suppressive people that all my life I've been taught are these horrible, evil, suppressive people. And nothing could be farther from the truth. They are some of the nicest people I've ever met. And I'm having a fantastic time, right? And so overnight, lo and behold, Scientology used to have all these ethics gradients before you're declared suppressive, right? No, they declare me overnight. No ethics gradients. I go from Tori Chrisman, back then Tori Bazazian, to declared suppressive overnight. So if you see me in the videos where I've got on my red horns, that's me for two reasons. Number one, I knew Osa would lie and say, oh, that's just Tori out handling the critics, right? And I thought, no, I'm not handling the critics. I'm with the critics, right? And the second reason was to make fun of their stupid, idiotic, moronic, suppressive declares, right? Okay, so there's that. That's me. I leave. Now, this was one of the things that helped me wake up, seeing this over and over and over in Scientology. Okay, it's very important to us that you get free. I know you're a doctor or a dentist or a lawyer or an attorney or you're going to college, but none of those things matter. It's time for you to get on the bridge to total freedom and start helping us free mankind. That's what we care about. We're here to free mankind, and we are the only solution to mankind. And I want you to write out your check for $100,000, and we'll get you on the bridge to total freedom. Right? And as kooky as that sounds, I saw it over and over. I mean, unbelievable red cycles. That's what they call them, red cycles, where, you know, you've got to get out your book and write out your money and stuff. It's just unbelievable how much they care about money and how much they say, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Oh, toward blah, 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 blah. No, it does have to do with it. It has a huge amount to do with it. All right, so there's that. So I leave. And I can't tell you, I mean, it was one of the biggest shocks for me to find out how many wonderful people there are in the world, especially you guys on YouTube. I love the people that watch my YouTube site. I love it. I mean, it's fantastic. And it helps me think of things that I can talk about that help educate other people. And you have no idea. I mean, people are literally getting free because of all the people who have helped me. And I mean, it's amazing, the army out there of kind people. It's weird, when you're in Scientology, I call it the Truman Show. It's like you're in the show, and you're all this, and everybody else, they call them wogs, right? Which I never liked anyway. But then you wake up, and you leave, and now you're going to lose all your friends, right? But here's my other, I have a lot of different little signs around my house, and here's one I love too. The barn's burnt down, now I can see the moon. A good one. All right, so there's a lot of people in now that are lurking, or they're under the radar, but I can't tell each of you enough. If every one of you stood up, like look at Anonymous, they've done so much good just in the volume of people that have stood up against the Church of Scientology and the management. And if every one of you who knows the abuses that they do, breaking up families, fair game, stopping free speech, medical abuse, fraud, just those alone, if you stood up and said, no, we're not doing that anymore, that's it, there's no reason for it, there is no reason for it. The only reason for it was to keep people in the show. That was it for Hubbard. That's what all those abuses are about. So once, you know, like I said to this guy the other night, a guy had a sign, David Miscavige is the why, right? And I said, what do you care? You know, if David Miscavige isn't the why would you care? Why would you have to hide the sign? Why would everybody have to, you know, put bushes up in front of it and stuff like that? I mean, it was amazing to see the stuff that they did. Anyway, honestly and truthfully, look at both sides and ask yourself this, why can't Scientology say that? That's what I've said for the 9 years I've been out. I want to thank every single person who has helped me. I couldn't have done it without you, and I look forward to every single communication. I think it's fantastic, and I look forward to more people coming out. All right, so peace out.